Can you hear me better now? Is that better?
You can hear me?
How about now? Just kidding.
How about?
Just do a 5-second countdown. Let's roll.
All right, sounds good. 5.
Rich is playing like Fortnite in the background. Here.
What's going on, guys? It's Investing Hustler here, and today I have 3 special guests. We have Marco from Whiteboard Finance, we have Rich from Rich TV Live, and we have Aaron from Departures Capital. And today we're each going to give you our top 3 marijuana stocks for 2019 and beyond. So stay tuned and enjoy. Well, before we get started, I would like to ask you guys to please give me a like. It really helps my channel and it will push me to make more videos. So let's try to get this video to 100 likes.
Welcome back, everybody, to Whiteboard Finance. I brought along 3 excellent guests today because we're talking about the top 3 marijuana stocks for 2019. I have Aaron of Departures Capital, I have Rich TV Live, and I also have Investing Hustler. If you guys have been around the YouTube investing or cannabis stock scene, you guys definitely know of these 3 names. If not, I'll leave a link in the description to their channels below. So as I mentioned just now, we're talking about the top 3 marijuana stocks for 2019 and beyond. We're going to do kind of like a roundtable discussion. These guys have their finger on the pulse of the industry. So I figured instead of me, just talking in front of the camera like I know it all, I'd bring on 3 experts. So everybody just want to introduce yourselves very quickly. Let's start with Departures Capital.
For sure, I'm Aaron from Departures Capital. Departures Capital is basically like a news channel. So we do a morning show, a market minute after the market show. We've got our finger on the pulse of the market every day. So we report news and we do talk stock analysis, but we're mainly news, just keeping you up to date on the market. So that's what we're all about. Daily videos, at least 2 videos a day.
Cool. Rich?
Hey guys, how you doing? This is Rich from Rich TV Live. I've been doing this on YouTube for almost 2 years. We talk stocks, we talk trending topics. We're in the CBD space. We're in the data business for cannabis stocks. So we're in the game and we're proud of it. And thank you guys for having us here today. And we're excited about the collaboration.
Great. Investing Hustler. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, guys? Obviously, my name's Investing Hustler. I talk about a lot of investing, about hustling. And first of all, I just want to say thank you guys for having me here. I'm like the smallest channel here. I have like 6,000 subscribers. You guys have like 12, 18. I think how much you have too, Marco? 12? So yeah. I'm just honored to be here with you, with the big dogs. So thank you guys for having me.
My pleasure, man. So let's get it started, man. Let's get into the top 3 picks. What's everyone's top 3 picks, starting with Aaron with Departures Capital?
All right. So, I mean, it is our biggest holding still, Aurora Cannabis. So it's got to be our number 1 pick just because, I mean, I hope they do get a deal sometime. Either way, though, we definitely like the company. We've been with the company for a few years now. So Aurora is our number 1. Number 2, I'm going to have to say Aphria because I think either Aurora or Aphria is going to get a deal, I hope. And I do like that they're Leamington-based and they're a low-cost producer. So I'm going to pick 2 producers, and I'm also picking number 3, Auxly Cannabis, because I love the streaming model of Auxly. I mean, I've followed precious metal mining stocks for a while. If you're aware of Wheaton Precious Metals, they're a precious metal mining streamer, and Auxly basically has the same business model. They stream, they do have their production facilities, but at the same time, they make a partnership with growers, where therefore they can buy the cannabis and not have to worry about all the overhead of all those facilities. So I like the different business model. So those are my 3 top picks.
Great. Rich, what do you think, buddy?
There's so many picks. It's
I know.
so hard. But I'm going to have to say my number 1 right now is T-God, the Green Organic Dutchman. I believe it's extremely undervalued. They are growing globally. They are in multiple continents, multiple countries, and trading at, under $4. So it's a no-brainer for me there. I believe Aphria Health is going to shock the world like they have already. And they've got the chief of police on their board and in Toronto, which that's a lot of pull there. And I believe they are going to go onto the NASDAQ and they're going to be a huge success. I think that company is poised to explode. And I also believe I think Saniva is going to be the Canopy of California. I think that is a good position to be in. California has got the same population as Canada. So I think that they're well positioned, especially at the price point that they're at. I believe they're grossly undervalued. And I think those are 3 companies that have very, very great futures. And I believe in 2019, they'll be very successful.
Rich?
Jose.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say investing hustle? I'm sorry. I meant to say investing. My bad.
Edit that out. Well, this was actually very hard to make a top three because like the three obvious picks that I would have picked would have been Aurora, Canopy, and Aphria, since they're the three biggest companies in Canada. But I wanted to pick something that maybe most people wouldn't have heard of. So one of my picks was Planet 13, which just opened the world's largest dispensary in Vegas on November 1st. And on Friday, they went up 17%. And I've actually made a lot of video. I mean, I made one video on Planet 13, but I've talked about Planet 13 a lot. And pretty much they've opened a 40,000 square foot facility in Vegas. And that's only their first phase. And Vegas attracts 55 million tourists each year. I could go on about this company forever, but that was one of my picks. My second pick is, I agree with Rich, with T-God, which is an organic company. And I feel like the name T-God alone, the organic thing alone, is really good for T-God. And at the price they're at right now, which is below their IPO, I think it's a very good grab, especially I think Thursday or Friday, they were below $2. I think they were around $2.50. So that was a really good grab for T-God. And they have like they have a global mindset. They have a facility. They're planning to open in Europe. They have a partnership in Jamaica where they're producing weed at 20 cents per gram, which is really amazing. And then my number one company, which is the most obvious one, because I pretty much post like 20 videos of it every week, is Aurora Cannabis. And everyone knows about Aurora Cannabis. It's almost everyone's favorite company. I'm pretty sure we could all agree with Aurora Cannabis. So those are my three companies.
Great. Okay. So just to give a quick list of my three going into this video, I'm not going to go into depth because you guys already touched on them. So I was going to do Canopy Growth just because it's the big dog. They just closed the $4 billion deal with Constellation Brands. That's an old deal in the making, but the deal is actually done, which is always good. They're acquiring everybody left and right. I think they're trying to dominate the hemp market. My second pick was Aurora for obvious reasons. They're one of the bigger dogs as well. I'm not going to go into detail on that one. And also my sleeper pick was Planet 13. So I agree with you, Investing Hustler. They're definitely in a good tourist market. I just got back from Vegas about a month ago with my wife, and you can definitely smell different smells on the strip than you used to just the open containers. Now it's, a little bit more aromatic. So starting with Departures Capital, a lot of my viewers, they ask me about the long-term viability of the hemp industry. So just going into 2019, and I'm not trying to put you on the spot. What is your outlook for 2019 in general?
Well, I think it's really going to be dependent on supply and demand, right? So if supply, well, I mean, what we've been seeing is supply hasn't even been meeting demand. So that's kind of the opposite of what we've expected. We expected demand to way over exceed supply, right? So if we keep seeing those positives and, the Ontario Cannabis Store can get their stuff together and like we've had some issues with that, I feel like it could be very positive. I mean, and then of course, like if supply was to ever exceed demand, then of course we'd have to look internationally, but there's so many opportunities internationally, not to mention, the US seems to be moving towards legalization, like complete legalization pretty well. So that's going to be the next market that explodes. And that market's so much bigger than Canada. There's so many opportunities in the US market. So that's going to be the next boom for sure. And as we progress, I think like that's a sector to look at. But overall, I think 2019 looks pretty bright.
Great. Rich, what's your outlook for 2019 in general?
Oh, I think it's going to be huge. Yeah, like I work with these companies. You guys are going to see, I talk to these companies. Yeah, I'm on the inside of a lot of companies. They're just going to get huge. Like Namaste is going to explode. Oxley is going to explode. Vivo is going to explode. Hip is going to explode. Canopy is going to continue to explode. Tilray will continue to explode. Aurora will continue to explode. I'm not just talking about their price. I'm talking about as a business, these companies are going to just keep accumulating their growth. They're not going to stop, and they're going to become global powerhouses. And these are the companies that are going to be the next Amazons and Googles of the next 10, 20 years, in my opinion.
Okay, great. You sound a little bit like Trump. It's going to be huge. That's a compliment, though, for a lot of viewers on my channel. Investing Hustler, what do you think, buddy?
Well, I think the most important thing will be the first quarter after legalization. So the first quarter earnings after legalization, that's where we're going to see, I'm hoping, a huge growth in numbers, because Canopy is going to be legal in marijuana is going to be legal in Canada. So we're going to see their first quarter results, like the sales results, the recreational market, how it's really going to do. On top of that, I do feel like a lot of these companies have to go global, because Canada only has, I think, a population of 28 million. And then you look into Europe, where they have like 700 million. You look into the US, where they have hundreds of millions of people. So the companies that are looking to expand globally, those are the companies that are really going to blow up. And the companies that are just focusing inside Canada, they might die down a little, because Canada's population is not that big compared to the rest of the world. So those are my thoughts.
Okay, very good. All right, guys, thank you so much for your input. Any other questions or any other hot buttons that people may want to know about the top 3 marijuana stocks for 2019? Any quick blurbs at the end?
I just think all your guys' picks are really good. I think everybody's picks that I thought were bad. So from that perspective, I was quite pleased.
Okay, if we had to agree on a number 1, is there a consensus here, or are we all going to stick with our own number 1s?
I don't know. What's your guys' number 1? I feel like the obvious one is Aurora. I could definitely agree with Aurora.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think Aurora is going to see the most growth, because
exactly
the smaller companies might see the most growth, because it hasn't been tapped into yet.
Yeah.
Like that was my dog. I don't know if you guys heard that. Planet 13 is only selling at around $2. If that grows all the way to $10 to $8, that's almost 5 times growth. Aurora, I could see it growing maybe to $15 max, which is less than double. So, but Aurora is the safest bet. I don't know. What do you guys think?
It's a good point.
I agree with you.
I mean, I don't know if Aurora is a safe bet. It is a safe haven for me. I just bought some because I saw it at 15 and then it went down to 8. So I was like, okay, let me buy some at 8. But I still think that the highest it's been is 15 and the lowest has been recently is 5. So we could see it go down a little bit lower. Do I think it's going to be the number 1 pick of 2019? Probably not. It definitely wasn't the number 1 pick of 2018. I think the number 1 pick of 2018 was probably Tilray.
Tilray, yeah.
I mean, Tilray went to $300, right? From $20. I mean, in a short period of time, Tilray went up 10x in literally 2 months.
And what about IGC? Oh, what about IGC?
Yeah, IGC. But another one I was going to say was CVSI. CVSI was up like 4,000% this year.
Oh, wow.
Right? Until Andrew Left got his hands on it, right? So there's a lot of companies that have done really well. Aurora's been a safe haven for me. It's always been my number 1, but it's hard to predict what's going to be the number 1 for 2019. It'll most likely be something we didn't talk about.
Yeah, very true. That's a possibility.
Yeah,
could be like a penny stock like
Cali.
Cali.
Couldn't make it.
Have you guys seen that penny stock Cali? K-A-L-Y in America? It's up over 2,000% in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, you've told me about it. I've actually put it on my watch list.
That's a penny stock, right? So sometimes you can't compare an Aurora to a penny stock that has a chance to go up thousands of percent from the bottom, right? So most likely none of these picks will be the number 1 pick, but it would be nice if Aurora went up like 10x.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen.
I'll take 20, 30.
Thanks for having me, guys. Thank you, Whiteboard Finance, for hosting this. This was a really great video. Good having 4 people's intakes on the marijuana industry. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, don't forget to leave me a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed to any of us, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and hit that notification bell. So thank you guys for watching. Bye-bye.